Sorry guys, I'm just looking around for who the hell asked for this Razer Cobra. The Razer Cobra has been the topic of discussion as of late, and not in a good way. So a lot of people were asking me about this mouse and my thoughts on it, so I thought I'd give you my take as well as give Razer some feedback on this mouse. So let's get into it and see what went wrong with the Razer Cobra. So to understand this mouse, you have to understand that Razer wanted to position this mouse as an ambidextrous bassless, their G502 lookalike mouse, which is known for being on the heavier side and a few extra buttons over their standard line of mice. That is what this is supposed to be, but in trying to do that, they pretty much made a 77 gram, slightly smaller Razer Viper Ultimate. Meh. Not only did they make it heavier than that mouse, but they didn't even balance it as well as they did in that mouse or any other mouse that they've released in the past years. This one is extremely back heavy to the point where I just don't even want to use it when I'm gaming. It just doesn't feel refined. And I get it, you want to bring a heavier mouse like the bassless in an ambidextrous shape, but that doesn't mean that you should kind of skimp out on perfecting it. It just seems like an afterthought. They brought back the grips on the side, which they took off on the Viper series, which were replaced by removable grips that you can peel and stick on yourself. Here, once these wear down, you're kind of out of luck, right? Because these are on the mouse, so I much prefer those, and those grips I feel are much better at keeping your fingers in place. They did, however, throw the whole kitchen sink into the Razer Cobra. Razer put their new Focus Pro 30K sensor in there. They put their optical Gen 3 switches, which were implemented nicely, I must say, as well as some PTFE feed. They did what they were supposed to do. Although they did this, it kind of feels like they threw a Lamborghini engine into an old 90s Camry. The internals are great, but it just doesn't look or feel like an updated car. And I ain't hating because I got a Camry. Now when you compare it to their newer generation of mice, the Viper V2 Pro comes in at 58 grams, the Viper Mini Signature comes in at 49 grams, yet they decide to go up after promoting how lighter mice actually help you when gaming. And after playing Diablo and you're moving the mouse around a ton, you want to have a lighter mouse, let me tell you. Also, what's up with their naming? I was confused. I thought the Pro Series was supposed to be for serious gamers who don't need RGB and the extra gimmicks, but this has RGB and gimmicks on it. Instead, they give us stuff like this profile button where you can switch the profile of the mouse at a switch of a button. But why wouldn't I just do that in the software? It's right on my desktop instead of having to flip over my mouse. Not sure what profile I'm really on, if I'm just hitting this a million times. Like, what? As for the buttons, the optical switches, the Gen 3 feel great in this mouse. They feel up to par. The side buttons feel good. The scroll wheel feels good as well. What's up with these DPI buttons up here? They feel cheap and like an afterthought. This definitely needs to be changed in the future. And also on the bassless, they used to have like a trigger that was really nice. Where is that on here? Like, why would anybody buy this over the Razer Viper Ultimate? Like, are you really, like, because you gain two buttons right here, like, and a profile button? No. That being said, there's also a button on the bottom so you can switch between Bluetooth and a 2.4 gigahertz mode to save battery if you're just doing desktop stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, the best part of the review comes now, as you can have this mouse for the low price of $130 for just the mouse, $165 for the mouse and the dock, $145 for the mouse and the 4000 Hz dongle. In my opinion, the gamers that know about the 4000 Hz dongle probably would just go for one of the Pro Edition models, like the Viper V2 Pro, the Death Adder V3 Pro, or the Viper Mini Pro. Where is it? So again, it doesn't make sense. Who is this mouse for? Let's just say this mouse is for people that don't know any better and go to Best Buy or Micro Center. What feature on this mouse makes people want to buy this over any other mouse, even Razer's own offerings? Hell, you can get this for a steal at the moment, and I mean, are people really gonna tell these apart? Maybe, and this is just the better mouse overall still, the Viper Ultimate. Sure, you'd lose the 4000 Hz, but the demographic that would buy this or buy the Cobra type of mouse with the RGB wouldn't even care about the 4000 Hz. That wouldn't even be a selling point. Now, I really want to give this mouse a chance. You know, I wanted to get it in, I wanted to test it before I pass judgment on it, but it just feels meh. Razer releases while we have people competing at the highest levels in esports wanting a Razer Viper Mini Ultimate that doesn't cost $1,000. I'm exaggerating, but you get the point. And when they finally do come out with it, which I really hope they do come out with a Viper Mini Pro, I really do. You know, the pricing on them has just been so good. Like the original was like $30 when it came out. Like there's not even anything on this mouse to make it interesting that people would even want in that demographic. Like there's no infinity scroll wheel like on the G502 where it just rolls. There's no triggers on it. There's no extra buttons to make it like stand out from the rest of their line. It just kind of fades to the background. Now I'm not 100% happy with the signature edition. I'm still craving a fully enclosed Razer Viper Mini. Maybe they ran the numbers and saw a need for this mouse, but to me, this feels like a mouse that was planned like 3 years ago during the pandemic, got pushed back 3 years because of materials, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And now this has landed and it's too little too late. All right, so around here we do a rating for the mouse, and for the Razer Cobra, it gets a score of 6.5 out of 10. All right guys, so that is gonna do it for this review. If you have any more questions, let me know down in the comments below. Yo, Razer, please, 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 like, do we just have to, like, what do we have to do to get a Razer Viper Mini Ultimate? Like, take these grips off, lower the weight, give us a similar weight to this, fully enclosed shell, call it a day. 4,000 hertz, 8,000, whatever you want to do. I'll take 1,000 hertz. Just do it. All right, just like Nike, just do it. All right, it has been your boy BT. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.